last you guys were here, the world of the 10 towns and in the north of the Icewind Dale has really fallen down now. At least 2.5 of the towns have been totally destroyed and wiped out. Goodmead, Dugan's Hole, and half of East Haven destroyed by the Dragon of Shartwood brought down by Sunblight's wrath. The remaining citizens have begun to seek shelter in the fortress city of Bryn Shander, the largest city here. The cold of winter closing in on all sides. Supplies dwindling, and the general feeling amongst the 10 towners is that how much longer can they hold out with this never-ending winter? Seeking forth the clues that you've had to bringing about the end, you learned about the presence of a ancient hidden city buried somewhere underneath the Ragged Glacier. You learned about a spire, a fragment of that civilization that had been found, discovered by a red wizard of Thay that had been excavating it, looking for magical items and powers to be found there. You made your way to said spire and climbed down inside, buried beneath the ice, finding his simulacrum there, who wished to become a real boy through the aid of a magical device that was left behind, unfortunately damaged in the crash 10,000 years hence, or no, 2,000 years hence. The magical powers that were there were damaged and did not operate correctly, turning him into a mash of horrible tissue, mouths and claws. You banished it to another dimension and began to make your way back to where you had locked a herd of basilisks inside of another room that you had passed by. Now trapped between a banished monster of gibbering mouths and basilisks, you hear behind the door the voice of combat ensuing, and one of you detected the distinct sounds of magic missile firing off. Upon opening the door, you saw a woman wearing an eye patch, blasting magic missiles at basilisks, and she yelled at you, whoever opened the door first. "Well, don't just stand there, do something!" And that is where we find you all now, buried in the upside-down spire, with this woman blasting magic missiles at basilisks. And I will take you there now. You guys are in this chamber, opened the door. The woman shouted out, "Do something!" She has several what look like kobolds wearing winter coats traveling with her, and the kobolds are mostly cowering in fear behind tables and things, as the one of the basilisks is biting at her. And yeah, let me move the kobolds to sort of where they're at, because you've got 3 cowering behind this table and 1 cowering sort of behind this table over here. And 2 of the basilisks sort of at her. Neither of them are looking at you all because they are both sort of looking in her direction, and she is shielding her eyes and blasting off magic missiles. She sees you as you come through the door and shouts, "Do something!" And let me make sure the turn tracker is clear. Move all turns, clear. Everybody may roll initiative.
Mine was a 15 if it didn't come through. I don't think it did.
Okay. I'll get you just 1 second, Utara. 15. I'm getting bad guy initiatives. The kobolds are just hiding. They seem to not be helping all that much. Maybe you can command them. I don't know. Where are you, Tara? I don't see your token. There you are. Alright, Utara has 15. Let me just organize.
Under everybody.
Yeah, you're buried under everybody. Alright. First up is one of the basilisks. They haven't paid much attention to you, so it's going to... I think... Which one's up? It's going to claw at the woman that's there. Sort of move up and try to attack her. It's gonna bite at her. And are you all able to see that? I don't think you can. It's rolling to GM. Rolls a 13 to hit. And does a 13 hit her? It does. So that does 10 piercing and 8 poison damage for 18 damage to her. And she lets out a scream as the Basilisk chomps down on her. Cadillac, you're up.
Okay, I am going to very quickly say a prayer to Sylvanus, and that will get me Shield of Faith. And then I am going to, I guess, just charge in here. Let me see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I can get there. And so I'm going to get to this Basilisk, and I'm going to plunk him with Dust Crusher a couple of times, and we'll see what good that does.
Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious!
Holy crap! Okay. You're not carrying a shield or anything, so you were two-handeding him?
Correct.
Okay. So let's see here. Let's add all this up. You hit it for 14 to start with. And then your second hit is a crit. You hit it for... it's not undead. Alright, so you hit it for 10 the first time. Okay, that second window is for it being undead. So then you hit it for 20 on your second hit that crit.
Mm-hmm.
So 30 damage. And it lets out a holler and whips around right at you.
I would if I was it.
The woman that just got chomped down on, it's her turn. And she points a wand at one of the basilisks and unleashes magic missile at it. And casts this at first level. So that is 1d4 plus 2, a d4 plus 2, that is 4 darts. I'm just going to do the advanced dice roller real quick. I don't have it. 4 plus 2, so 4d4 plus 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 8. No, plus 1. That should be plus 4. It's plus 1, isn't it? Yeah, I'll have to look it up. Sorry, y'all. My 1d4 plus 1. Okay, so she does 16 damage to it with magic missile darts, just blasting at the thing. Okay, Leonard, you're up.
All right. Leonard is going to step into this room, and I'm going to bring my my guy with me here.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell everybody, hey, this is the lady from my vision, as I'm walking by into the room, just so they know that she's at least ostensibly.
She hears that and just sort of looks at you, like quizzically, and goes...
I've got a picture. I'll show you in a minute. And I'm going to try to roll my Eldritch Cannon.
Okay. And
There
it's
we
got to
go.
make a saving throw.
Dex save.
Okay. It rolled a what's the dex save? It rolled a
DC 14, 15, something like that.
okay, so it meets. It rolled a 14.
Okay. So we'll say it meets. It takes 1 fire damage. And then Leonard himself is going to cast Fire Bolt. 13.
Is a miss.
Okay.
Yatara is up.
I'm going to enter the room. The very corner. Ah. So the companions that are with her,
there are 4 kobolds. They are wearing winter coats. 3 of them are hiding behind an overturned table, and 1 of them is hiding behind the legs of another table. And they are all averting their eyes and whimpering.
so how strong do they look? Like do
They look like kobold size, so they're about 2 feet tall and pretty puny.
Okay, so they looks like they've been through a pretty hard journey then.
They're just naturally small things. Like they certainly don't seem brave. They have little. If you're looking at them closely, you see that they have little daggers on their belts, but they are certainly afraid of these things and are hiding from them. But you do see they have little daggers on them.
Go to the
Maybe I might have a picture of them. Hang on. Oh. Here's a picture that you're going to love because it's a classic. Hang on. This is actually 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
The one that is closest to Cadillac, the one that's on top of him. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray on it.
Okay. That one is looking right at old Cadilliac right now. That is a miss. Okay, Harkus, you're up.
All right. Yes. I'm going to sort of move over here and kind of look down toward the floor and see.
Okay. You're averting your eyes, so you have disadvantage.
My eyes.
You have disadvantage on any sort of strike unless you're right up on it. It's going to be a disadvantaged attack, but you aren't going to have to make a saving throw against it.
Okay, so can I hear anything? Like, if I'm not looking at like their eyes, if I can.
Yeah, like you know where they. You know where they are, but like it's harder to make your attack. So like it's not like you can't target them. You can target them. It's just a disadvantaged target.
Okay.
Like things that are, if you're blinded, you might not even be able to target them at all. You can target these things, but since you can't look directly at them, it's just harder.
So what if one were to blow a 20-foot cone of poison breath?
Yeah, you can area of effect it and target them.
So
that wouldn't be disadvantaged if you're targeting like an area.
Okay, so I'm just going to sort of spray this way and
make me a luck roll, please. Just a d20, straight up d20.
Okay.
You also target Cadillac with this.
Okay.
So you're not able to avoid. You're not able to looking away and blowing your breath weapon. You're not able to sculpt it around Cadillac.
Okay, so it is a DC 13 Dex save.
Okay, I'll make it
2d6 damage on a fail.
I'm going to make it for both of the basilisks and the woman. Basilisk 1 rolls a 0. Basilisk 2 rolls, because it is -1 to Dex. Basilisk number 2 rolls a 6. They both fail. The woman, whose name you don't know, she is in the way of this too. She rolls a 6. So all 3 of them fail. Cadillac, roll me a Dex save.
Big money, big money, big money.
No whammies. It was DC 13?
That meets. Yep.
All right, Cadillac, you leap out of the way. The others are not so lucky. What's the damage?
9.
Does Cadillac take half?
Yes.
9 to each of the basilisks and to the woman, who lets out a shriek as acid lands on her. Zarya, you're up.
So, quick question, by the way.
Yeah.
For an odd number, does it round up or down?
Down.
Okay.
It rounds in your advantage.
Okay. Groovy. Thanks.
I always round in the advantage of you guys.
Do I have any recollection as to how long the other creature has been banished? It lasts for 1 minute.
Roll. Okay, roll insight. I'll tell you exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be there pretty soon. You ain't got that long. Because it took you a little. Because you guys hemmed and hawed and argued about opening the door or not opening the door for a little bit before combat ensued.
All right, and this one right here, it's facing the woman. The other one's facing Cadillac. This one's facing the woman.
This one's facing the woman. This one is facing Cadillac. You got it.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna run up, try and go behind it.
Okay.
Can I try to grapple it and turn it towards the wall? Like.
Okay. If you fail this, it's gonna go real bad.
That's fine.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. You make a grapple check.
Okay.
Contested strength roll. How strong do you think a basilisk is?
I mean, probably. Is this athletics for me? Like I'm wrestling with it,
just
right?
strength.
Just strength. Okay.
Beat a 20.
Okay.
It rolled a 20.
Not a chance.
It had plus 3 to strength, and it rolled a 17 on the die. You're actually stronger than a basilisk. You just didn't roll as well.
Yeah.
Okay. You try to grapple it, and that's not successful. And it spins around, and it's like sort of on top of you and staring you right in the face.
Okay.
The one that is right on top of Cadillac. Cadillac, make me a con save, please.
Okay.
Oh, Cadillac, you feel the petrification like swirling through you, but manage to fend it off. But then it bites at you. It crits. Oh dear. Cadillac, it crits. It does 24 piercing damage.
Okay.
And 9 poison damage. But you're resistant to poison, so you only take half that, I think.
That is correct.
So 24 piercing and 9 poison, but you take half of the poison. Or Della Evenspear is out of her chair. I don't know where she's off to, so we'll come back to her. Right now, it is Zarya. You've got a basilisk on top of you. Make me a con save, please. Zarya, you feel yourself beginning to tense up as your muscles start to get hard, and you find it very difficult to move. In fact, you can't seem to move anything at all. And it tries to bite at you with advantage now. 23 to hit.
Okay.
And that does 10 piercing and 5 poison damage.
Okay. Am I still displacing?
Not anymore.
Okay. 10 and how much?
10 piercing and 5 poison.
Okay.
Cadillac, you're up. This thing just took a chunk out of you with a crit, but you managed to fight off the petrification.
Let's see here. I gonna look right quick to see if there is any anything I can do to sort of buff here that might make sense. I think that I'm going to go ahead, because these things are no joke. I'm going to go ahead and activate Branding Smite as a bonus action.
Okay.
And oops, sorry, I didn't know that was going to phase in like that. And then I'm going to hit with Dust Crusher a couple times.
Okay.
And that was 1, 2.
All right. Both of those do hit.
Okay. And so
all right. So, okay. You did 15 damage on 14 damage on one and 8 damage on the other.
yes, plus the 6 of the Branding Smite. And is that per refresh my memory, is that per hit or just for the entirety of the attack?
Well, I don't know.
It says the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the attack deals an extra 2d6.
The next time, just the following time, or does that stay on?
Until the spell ends, and the duration is a minute.
Branding Spite. I would think it would be both.
I think it would be both too.
Yeah, I think it would be both.
Okay.
It's both.
Okay, so roll 2d6. And so there's the second one.
Okay. That crushes the skull of that basilisk.
Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say.
Yeah, you bring it down. The woman, she's gonna let fly a chill touch at the other one. And unfortunately, chill touches, I think I missed there. Alas, she misses. Back up to Leonard.
All right. Drone to here. And drone is going to do drone things.
That's a miss.
Oh, no, dex save.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's 8 fire damage.
Okay.
And then Leonard's attack is a miss.
Okay. I'm going to come back around to Ordella, whose turn got skipped.
Okay, let me see where stuff is now. All right, I'm gonna get out my dancing longsword
Okay.
to which one's? I guess that one.
There's only one basilisk there. Right
Only
now.
one. Okay, I was like, wait.
The others are little kobolds that are hiding.
All right. So dancing longsword attack.
Okay. Hang on. I'm doing stuff in the background. 19 is a hit.
Okay. For 12.
Oh, dang. That's a good hit. Yeah. Does 12 damage. All right. And I guess that's it for your turn.
Do I not get a second attack with that, or does that count as?
Yeah, you have multi-attack, so I'll give it to you. But you remember, you only get 5 attacks with it before that thing goes away. And actually, that thing acts as a bonus action. So no, your action was to take it out and basically take the sword out and fling it, activate it. And you know what? I'll give it to you as a bonus action, so you can make your attacks now, but you can't multi-attack with the flying longsword.
Yeah. So it's just
so
attack.
Ordella can
says attacks per action too.
So Ordella can attack now.
Yes. All right. So then compare with my great axe.
Okay, so you're running up on the basilisk.
Yes.
And gonna smack at it. All right. Yeah, 23 hits.
For 9.
Okay. And you have a second attack.
Was that not my second attack?
No. Because the longsword is a bonus action.
But I attacked with the longsword.
Yeah, you may attack with it as a bonus action.
Okay.
Unless you choose to spend your bonus action elsewise.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that also hits. All right, so
Also
18
for 9.
total. Yatara, you're up. But Yatara, as you're doing that, actually, yeah, go ahead, Yatara, you're up.
I think I messed up my Scorching Ray last time, now that I'm reading it. So apparently it's a ranged spell attack for each ray.
Yes. How many rays do you have?
So this one would be 3.
Yeah, so you can roll it 3 times to see if any one of them hits. So it's like Eldritch Blast, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Nope, that won't do it.
So 2.
Yep, 2. 4. 12. Oh no. It looks real bad. You're so close. Got 1 HP. Harkus, you're up. But Harkus, as you're up, something happens. Harkus, a slobbering mass of ooze and pudding, as you are beginning to move forward, reaches out and grabs you from behind. And oozes on top of you with a pseudopod.
And you let out a girly scream.
You take just on principle 6 acid damage.
Well, that
as it just makes contact with your skin. And it's going to try to smack you with its pseudopod, but it rolls a 9. And you're up.
All right. I'm going to swing at it a couple of times with my staff, withering. That's not going to do it.
Well, it's an ooze, so it doesn't have a lot of HP. Let me see what its HP or what its AC is real quick. Yeah, both of those hit. It's not hard to hit, but it is a damage sink.
Okay.
Okay.
2d6. That's terrible.
Okay.
And
okay. As you pull your staff out, you notice that the staff is smoking a bit, and it appears to have suffered some damage to the withering staff. As you smacked this thing into a pool of bubbling acidic goopa.
well, that's unfortunate.
And the staff seems to be smoking a bit, and like it's clear that there's been some damage to it.
Okay, so
Strike it again, and it starts to get mechanical impacts.
So I'm going to, as my bonus action,
Go punch it.
take the disengage action.
So, okay, after dealing damage, the weapon takes a permanent -1 penalty to damage rolls. So the Staff of Withering takes a -1 penalty right now to any damage roll.
Damn it, man.
Forever?
forever, unless you repair it.
I'm gonna repair it with his damn acidic hide.
If the staff takes a -5 penalty, it's destroyed forever.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take the disengage sort of action as my bonus action. And I'm going to move over hither.
Okay.
And as I walk by Cadillac, I'm going to apologize for that acid breath earlier.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Look what he did to my staff.
Zarya, you
don't let Ordella draw you a picture of it on the map.
Zarya, it's your turn. You are restrained. Restrained in 5e is a condition. And restrained means your speed is 0, attack rolls against you have advantage, and all of your attacks have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity checks. But you can still do things. The basilisk is on top of you. You're restrained. As you're starting to feel petrified.
All right.
Not
Bonus
again.
action. Yeah, it is fairly familiar, right? Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Okay. I had it in here somewhere, but I have no idea where it is, so we'll just use a flying sword for it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll put it beside the basilisk here. And do I get to attack with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll hit. All right, that does it. That kills the basilisk. As the spiritual weapon, you double-sided axe chops its head off. It's on top of you, and its blood and ook just rolls out on top of you.
Yeah. And then with my action, can I toll the dead on this?
Yeah, I guess so.
Spanish monster?
I guess so. You sort of like turn your head over and be like, "Arr!"
Yeah.
Does Toll the Dead require like a somatic component, or is it just verbal?
It is verbal and somatic, so yeah.
I'll let you have it. You can wiggle your fingers.
Well, it's a saving throw, so yeah.
Okay. What is it? A dex save?
It's a wisdom save.
Okay. Not very wise. This mass of roiling tissue. Oh no! It rolled a 16.
That is a pass. So it does.
Holy
nothing.
cow! It is a -2 to wisdom, and it still beat it. Roll me a Constitution save, Zarya. This is an important one. Oh no. That's okay. I planned for this eventuality. Zarya. You see Zarya in a familiar appearance to everyone else.
No!
Your companion Zarya, the petrification passes over her entire body. And there is a stone
Not
Zarya.
again!
Oh no!
Oh.
There is a stone Zarya there before you, lying on the ground. The giant ooze thing is up, and it's gonna ooze forward. And it's gonna ooze onto Yatara. Just sort of like oozes on top of you. And Yatara, you're gonna take Just as it sort of like rolls into you, you're gonna take 1d8 acid damage. Take 1 acid damage. And then it's gonna flick its pseudopod at Leonard. 20 to hit.
That's gonna do it.
That's 9 bludgeoning damage. And
Ooh.
18 acid damage.
Oh dear.
Are you wearing armor, Leonard?
Yeah. Well, hang on. No, studded leather.
That's armor. Studded leather is armor.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking metal.
Yeah.
No, it's studded leather.
Non-magical armor worn by the target is partially dissolved. Take a -1 penalty to your AC. Permanent.
All right.
Ordella. I apologize, Cantrell. You are wielding a magical weapon, so you can remove the penalty from the weapon. It does not damage a magical weapon.
Okay, sweet, because I didn't put a penalty on it anyway.
But
I figured you were keeping up with that.
No, you need to keep up. You got to keep up with your own character sheets. But it does not damage magical weapons. So, like Ordello just wielding a great axe. Unfortunately, that great axe, if she hacks into the acid ball, is going to get gooped on.
So
Ordella, Ordella, how do you not have a magical weapon other than your longsword?
No, I do. I do. So you said it doesn't affect magical weapons?
It won't affect magical weapons.
Okay. Then I'm gonna swap over to my Moon Touch longsword. And start hacking away, I guess.
That's a bit of metagaming. I guess I probably shouldn't have told you guys that until you observed it do it.
And then I'd be so sad that I no longer had a great axe.
But given that you told me my magical weapon was damaged, it was only clarification.
Yes, it was clarification.
So magical weapon damage or no damage?
No damage to magical weapons, damage to non-magical weapons that hit it.
Okay.
So if you hit it with your great axe, the great axe will take damage. If you hit it with your Moon Touch longsword, it will not.
Okay. Well then I will hit it with my Moon Touch longsword, fingers crossed.
That's a hit.
Sweet.
One-handed or two-handed damage?
Well, we'll do the one-handed.
All right, if you're wielding it one-handed, the next attack has to be one-handed as well.
Okay, well then one-handed as well. Let me.
Okay, and you still have your bonus. You still have your bonus action. All right, that's a hit. One-handed attack. One-handed is better for you. You still have your bonus action with your flying longsword.
Okay.
That's a miss as you zing that thing over to it. Cadillac, you're up.
Yeah, I'm not messing with this thing. This is nasty, in many ways. And so, a dawn has elapsed, correct?
Yeah.
Good.
This, it has like mouths inside of it that are like letting out these horrible noises and stuff. It's like,
yeah, no, I am going to shoot him, with the light of the sun here, from Dust Crusher.
you blast a hole clean through the thing. It's not dead, but like,
and
boom.
He's got to there's a con saving throw here. And
It is immune to being blinded. It is a pile of goop.
Oh, well, undead and oozes. Well, it says undead and oozes have disadvantage on the saving throw. Interesting.
Is the saving throw to be blinded?
On a failed to okay, so the full damage is on a fail to save.
It failed to save.
Okay.
It had a disadvantage on the con save.
So yeah, the only other auxiliary element here is going to be blinded.
It is immune to being blinded. It is immune to blinded, deafened, charmed, exhaustion, frightened, and prone because it's a pile of goop. Okay. It is the woman's turn. And she's gonna magic missile at it with her wand. A wand of magic missiles, and she's gonna unleash that sucker. And that is... Let me get the advanced dice roller out. I want to do an improved advanced dice roller.
It's very easy to use.
You're not worthy.
She does 13 damage to it with magic missile. Pow, 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 pow. Leonard, you're up. You have acid that's dripping off of you and seems to be eating at your armor.
Okay, hang on. I gotta see.
-1 to your AC on that.
I'm
on
immune
that armor.
to something. If I can figure out where that is. Oh no, I'm immune to disease and magical sleep.
I should make this thing disease you as well.
Right. I'm gonna move the drone, and the drone is going to aim at the globule.
Okay.
Who needs to make a dexterity save? DC 14.
Here's the thing. It's not very dexterous. Oh my god. It is -3 to dex. It rolls a 16.
Ah!
19 on the die. 19 -3 is 16.
Oh.
So somehow, I think what happened is kind of like you blasted so many holes in it that the drone's fire just sort of like goes through the giant hole that's been blasted in the thing.
All right, so it takes 4 fire damage.
Yeah, a little of its edges are singed.
And then 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, Firebolt's going to hit for 8 fire, and then
Yeah, it's just like a damaged sponge.
5 fire. So 13 fire damage total from Firebolt.
Yep. Guitarra, you're up. You're sort of engulfed in it right now.
Yeah, bastard. I think everybody would be really pissed if I did Thunder Wave on it. That close. No, I'm gonna actually just hit it with a magic missile.
Okay.
That close.
Yeah. If you do magic missile, they auto hit. Yeah, 14 damage. Describe to me how this ends the pudding.
It breaks down into a blob of runny goop that is pouring out the door.
It's like Chet. It's like Chet in Weird Science.
It makes a deflating noise, like letting air out of a balloon slowly.
See, I was going to go with, if you had told me that it exploded everywhere, I was going to make everybody make dex saves to avoid the splash all over everybody.
Thank God.
I was going to let you decide if that needed to happen.
Thank you.
But
Yeah,
since you decided that it just deflates and the ooze runs out the bottom, nobody has to make those dex saves.
Yay.
All right. The ooze deflates and runs out the bottom, and the little kobold things come out of hiding, and they start high-fiving each other. And,
like they did something.
Worthless.
Oh,
Absolutely
team,
worthless.
yeah.
A couple of them come up and high-five y'all, or want to high-five you. The woman looks over at you all, and she says, what would be a good voice for her? Maybe it's sort of British, I think. She's, but a little bit harsh and kind of, she's formal but mean. She says, well, thank you all. I dare say I did not expect to encounter such creatures. But I must say, I owe you my life. And, it seems one of your companions has taken worse for the wear. Allow me. And she walks over to Zarya and clasps her hands around your statued head, and she casts Greater Restoration.
Yay!
Yay!
Up-
I was like
upon-
looking through all my stuff, like, do I have anything?
She casts Greater
like
Restoration
splash
upon
something.
you. She says, "Let me take care of that." And the stone begins to just melt off of you. Sorry.
You want to take a boat ride with us?
I was about to ask the same thing. Have you ever gone
You feel
scuba
about
diving?
boats.
Yeah.
You swim?
She looks over at you all and says, "Well, I don't know about swimming, but my name is Valian. Valian Harpel. You may have heard of
Oh,
my...
Jeff, is this lady? I'm thinking back to Storm King's Thunder,
Yep.
and I'm thinking back.
Not the
to
same,
a-
not the same one, but she is a member of that family. Yes.
Okay, because we were in the village with the
Yep.
pseudo Hydra.
Yep. You sure were. And you were in the village of Long Saddle, where House Harpel is,
Yeah.
and the family of wizards. And this
Man,
is
I don't even
indeed
know what day it is.
this is indeed Valian Harpel. And she says to you, "You may have heard of my family, the Harpels, but yes." And she looks down at the ooze that is scattered around, and she sees the remains of Dazin's cloak and witch hat, and his wizarding gear that sort of like roll out of the ooze, the simulacrums, copies of it at least. And she says, "Ah, well, I see one of my competitors has been here already. It appears fate did not befall him very well. Well, tell me, what did you find? Does this connect? Are there clues? Is there ways into the deep, where the furthest city may be located? I assume you're here for the same thing as I."
To save the world?
"Well, I was thinking more of plunder the magical riches of ancient Yithrin, but
That sounds good too.
Tomato, tomato.
Same
You
thing.
Yithrin?
but you do you? Yes, Yithrin.
Yithrin.
Yes, Yithrin. The magical
Yithrin?
city, the magical city of the Netherese that crashed here some 2,000 years ago, buried beneath. Oh, goodness, if only I had my professorial orb, I would be able to tell so much more."
So I seem to remember there was mention of a map. Did we end
A
up
map?
with that?
You did have,
Or did Delzim have that?
you don't know. He told you that there were like a way that you could sort of tell where the city had crashed. Bellion says, she says, "If only I had my professor or Professor Scout with me, I'd be able to tell you so much more. Lass, it was stolen. Nas Lantamir, another one of my rivals, so to speak. Perhaps we could help each other. You seem to be seeking the same thing I do. Path into the deep."
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
I'm going
She
to
says-
tell her. I'll show her my drawing, and I'll say, "I drew you."
Interesting. Where did you... Where did you encounter this?
There's a mirror in the moon ruins where he met a mummy who then later died, terrorizing a village.
Okay. That's quite a story. She says, "I take it then that this spire does not connect to the rest of Yithrin." Well,
And then I'll recount to her what Delzim the Magnificent Wizard said.
okay. Yeah. Dazin.
Dazzing.
I can spell them for you for the record. She says, as you mentioned Dazin, she says, that fool is not to be trusted. But perhaps he was on to something. Show me. And you should.
I'll walk around and show her the tome that I exploded and the golden orb or the golden disc.
So basically, you lead her back up to Dazin's room that he was in with his undead companion, Krintas, who dropped dead the moment he was destroyed. And she looks it over, and she looks at his calculations, and she says, well, it would appear that based on where this spire is connected, that the remainder of the city is beneath the Glacier Regade. And here, I can show you. And she pulls out
I'm going to say, I can show you too. And I'm going to flip to my sketchbook to the picture of the city underneath the Regade Glacier. So far, she has given us 0 new information.
All right. Well, she pulls out.
Don't make her angry.
do you tell her that you've given me 0 new information?
No, I'll just
Awkward.
As she's recounting it, I'll do some echolalia and start saying, "Oh yeah, the remainder of the city is under the Regade Glacier." Yeah,
And
Start checking them off your list.
She points to here on the map.
Yithrin.
Yes, as I said, ancient Yithrin.
There are no vowels in it, so I didn't expect it to be spelled that way.
Things are spelled different in as the ancient Netherese spoke.
Can you point that out again?
Like the far, far right of the map.
She says, well, somewhere in that area is where it would have crashed. She looks at you all, though, and she says, alas, I don't know how to get there or how to get to the glacier open, how to get under the glacier. But I have an idea. If this path is not one forward, I do have one last thought. You may not like it, though. A former member of my order here, a man by the name of Basilisk Gaunt, may have heard his vile name spoken before. I don't think you recall this name.
That's not the guy who's locked up in the
Yes, it is.
Prison.
Yes, it is. You've heard this name.
Yeah,
you have heard this name
before.
He's in
Revel's End. He was the guy who we were supposed to chase. See, I love this. He's the guy who we were supposed to chase down because he might know something about it wasn't really Auril. It was some conspiracy, something or other.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
She says, a former member of my order researched this area intently. You may have heard his vile name before, Basilisk Gaunt. He was imprisoned in the great prison of Revel's End after he tried to overthrow the Speaker of Bryn Shander and install himself, so to speak. They've got him locked up tight. He would know. If anyone would know, he would know.
All right, I'm going to ask her if she knows, if she can point out on the map where Revel's End is.
Oh, Revel's End is common knowledge. In fact, you already know where that is. Revel's End is here.
Oh, okay. We did have that mark. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She says, yes, Basilisk Gaunt held tight in the great prison of Revel's End.
Okay, Jeff, while I've got a captive source of knowledge and until we recover her professorial orb, I'm going to see if...
Professor Skunt.
I'm going to see if she knows anything about either the vision of the Skull Island, if she could perhaps point that out on the map, or the tome that I have a sketching of somewhere.
She doesn't know.
Okay.
She
Well,
says, You show her a picture of the tome?
yeah.
She says, this must be it. We need this. This is the key. This is the key to open the lock into Yithrin.
Oh.
Where
Well,
do we
okay.
where did your visions tell you it was?
Oh. I just wrote down tome. My notes are Skull Island, two-leg beast, face of owl, part woman, crystal with starlight teardrop, tome.
She says, well, I see no other path forward than to seek out Valish's aid.
All right, that's fair. No, just checking.
Do we have an accord together then? And you are? She asks for sort of introductions to everybody, and because Leonard's been doing most of the talking right now. She says, I am a member of the Order of the Arcane Brotherhood. I was sent here with my companions, as they are, to plunder the riches and recover magical and arcane artifacts for the Brotherhood. There are others that are here, attempting to be the first in. And she looks in at Dazin's wizard robes and melted form and says, one you have found before you. The others are more treacherous.
I'll tell her we're Toot's crew, and I'll gesture toward everybody to make their introduction.
Cute name. Where's Toot?
Bad encounter with a basilisk.
Well, perhaps.
And you weren't there, so.
Perhaps we can fix this.
Wait, you can fix it?
She just fixed it for Zarya, so yeah.
I thought there was a time limit. You can be stoned for infinity?
That is how stone works.
Sigh.
Okay, so all right. Leonard was shut down when Toot sunk to the bottom of the ocean. So I don't know exactly where that happened even. I guess Lake near Dweldwin?
Sure, we'll go with that.
And if I remember correctly, that ship was full of treasure. Says
Useful
Cadillac
treasure.
as he just sort of lets the R hang there, full of
Useful treasure. Real, like magical treasure.
Which
she says,
I know that the real treasure is Toot, but
she says, listen.
The power of friendship.
You aid me, and I may aid you. That's how this arrangement works.
Right, first we gather Toot, then we aid you, because then we'll have an extra party member.
I am making
Yay!
and she sort of snaps a little bit and says, I am making my way into Yithrin. I have found the information that I need. I can make it there with or without you.
So you're coming with us to Revel's End, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
What's everybody doing? She encourages to seek out the aid of Valish Gaunt to help interpret how to move forward. You found the general location of where the city is, but you know nothing more. She says basically she thinks it would be a fool's errand to just set out into the middle of a glacier for in a sort of general direction with no idea like how you get in there. And she's not in a mind to just like hike into the middle of the ice out 1,000 miles into nowhere.
Yeah,
Zarya-
I'm down with that.
I agree with her.
Yeah, Zarya will say, if it weren't for you, I'd still be stoned. And I feel that I owe you a great debt. If this will do anything to repay that debt, then I'm in.
Well then, off we are. And she is intent on setting out.
I'll set out.
Okay. I'm going to bring you back to outside the Spire. Let me find the Spire. Hang on. Too many maps here. It makes it good, but there's a lot of maps. All right. As you guys climb up outside of the Spire with her, ready to set offwards, she and her kobold party with you. It is getting late in the day, and everybody roll perception for me, please. Okay. Cadillac, you're the only one. As you're out there, you hear growling noises in almost like growling words in sort of a language. What languages do you speak?
I speak nothing exotic. Common, Dwarvish, and Elvish only.
So you hear growling things in voices that you don't really understand, but they sound like voices coming from somewhere nearby.
Okay, so I draw people's attention to it in sort of as subtle a way as I can. I don't think we're alone out here. So we might want to watch our step.
As you alert people to that, you catch a glimpse of hulking large bipedal creatures that are hovering around the rocks and the spire overhead, sniffing around. They're wearing ragged-looking clothing, and one of them appears to be sort of barking orders out at the others. They are bearing what looks like great clubs of some sort, and they are seem to be sniffing and scavenging around, and you sort of make note of them through the snow. You have caught, as you're sort of glancing around, Cadillac, you have caught about 6 or so of them in your sights.
If we can not have a quarrel with these guys, we've got other business to attend to. Maybe we can just slip around them and let them do their. Oh, they're popping up everywhere. In any event, if we can sneak past them,
Like back away slowly.
yeah, they're
seem
doing
to be
their
sort
thing.
of scout. They just seem to be sort of scouting around. So you're going to try to stealthily get away?
Yeah, we've got other fish to fry, and so let's let them. Yeah, let's let them do their thing.
All right, all of you roll stealth. This is where that druid and pass without trace becomes real useful.
All right, and guys, the stealth check was DC 5, so we're golden.
Listen, I wasn't even making it hard. It is DC 10. But Leonard and Yatara are like clank, 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 clank. I think
I'm a robot.
Leonard, do you get like a joint jammed in the cold and you're like,
Yeah.
Even the orcs passed.
Yeah, one of the you recognize these things as bugbears, and one of the bugbears, one that seems to be sort of chiefly in charge, catches notice of you clanking coming out of the hole and leaps onto a rock here and looks over at you all and goes, "Aye! Who are you and what are you doing? This is our claim."
We're just leaving.
We're just leaving. It's trapped. There's so many traps.
With all the food. You have food?
No, actually, your mother's got it inside. There's some basilisks in there too.
He doesn't understand your insult. He just looks confused. Like the look on his face is just like confused. He's not sure if you're insulting him or if you're like telling him where to find food. He goes, "Boys."
No, really. It's through the cave.
I think we found our food here.
And you're there.
No, it's traps and basilisks all the way down. Like we're not strong enough for it, but you guys look like you can handle it.
Not strong enough, eh? Well, I tell you what then. Each of yous give us all your rations and 10 gold pieces apiece. Else we string yous up and eat yous.
Can I cast suggestion on him?
Yeah, sure.
And essentially do a Jedi mind trick to tell him that we're out of food and we're starving.
Okay.
These are not the fat and happy travelers you were looking for.
No, not at all.
He looks over at you all and says, the other like growling, hulking, bear-looking things sort of look over at you all hungrily, and you notice that they all appear to be real starved and hungry. And he looks over, he goes, "Ah, boys, these skinny runts ain't got no food. Look at them. They likely starved to death in here. There's probably better jerky down in our claim. Let's go, boys, into the caves." And yeah, you Jedi mind trick him, and him and all of the bugbears climb down into the caves, leaving you be.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Yeah. Right. You guys, it's evening time, so I assume, or close to evening, so I assume you're going to take a rest before heading out further. Since you have a resting tower.
Let's just plop the tower down right in front of the hole.
Just on top of the hole, preventing them from getting
right
out.
Right in front of the opening to the cave.
Just be safety safe here.
They'll be right there waiting for you when the tower goes away.
I'm fairly certain that they're dumb enough that they won't know that that's actually the exit. That they'll just be so confused.
They're suggestible, but I don't know how dumb they are. All right, you can pop the tower down right on top of the hole for sure. We can have this fight tomorrow.
You mean next week?
Or we could go away.
All right.
Okay, fair enough.
We're just
Let's
going
go
to
away.
say
We can leave while they're still asleep.
you managed to get away from this encounter and take a rest. And I'm going to bring you to the map as you are setting out on a cross-country journey, it seems. And this is going to work a little differently. This is going to be a little bit gameplay-ish. But I've changed the map, as you can see, to a hex map. And the way it works is, for each hex square, there's a chance at a random encounter.
Ooh.
Okay. There is a 3 in 20 shot. So for each hex you cross, whatever path you're going to take, different areas have different degrees of challenge of random encounters. Each hex you cross is gives you a d20 roll. On a 18, 19, or 20, you get a random encounter in that area. Each time you spend the night at a place, you get a random encounter. You're able to cross essentially 2 hexes like a day, probably, or actually probably a little more than that. You're able to do about 10 miles in a day. So where you're at now, if you're going straight across tundra over to Revel's End, it is 30 miles. It would take you 3 days. So each night is also a random encounter chance as well. Each night you go through 24 hours. If you don't stop, you're taking on additional levels of exhaustion. If you travel through the night without rest. But resting also has a chance at random encounters. So you can tell me, whoever's leading the party.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, we're down here?
You're here at the Lost Spire of Nether. Let me put it on the map. Actually. You're where it's circled. You're right there at the little D&D logo.
Okay.
See the little D&D? That is you.
Large map, had to zoom out. Okay.
You're right here.
Okay.
She has advised you to go to Revel's End, which is here, to seek out the aid of Vaelish Gaunt in knowing how to get into the Ragged Glacier. And who's leading the party there? Each day you're going to make a survival check in terms of sort of leading appropriately,
Okay.
and then you can.
I have a really good survival, but my rolls have been crap, so I don't know.
I have a +5.
I have a +7.
That's all better than me.
I feel like I might have used up all of my good rolls the last time, but I'm willing to at least try. So,
All right, roll it up for me.
Okay. Nope, should have gone with the other option.
Okay, you set out the next morning for Revel's End, and let me just delete this real quick. Let me get rid of that red circle that I drew, but I can't select it. It's too hard to select.
So right quick, are we leaving out from a long rest?
Yes.
Is that what happened? Okay.
Yes, you're fully rested.
Okay.
Oops.
I forgot to make that adjustment.
Yep. You guys have the magical tower that Melissa has, so you're able to just sort of rest it up without too much worry. I guess it's on the map layer. How is that there? Well, I don't know. I can't get rid of it. All right. So with a 10, you're not exactly certain of the direction you should head in. How far are you going to go today? Are you going to how many miles are you going to push it? In what direction? Are you just heading cross country towards it, or what direction are you going to head?
Yeah, I think sort of straight line between 2 points.
Okay. All right. How far are you going to push?
I would say just at a sort of standard, if we look at this as 3 days, then I think we just understand that it's going to take 3 days, and with the ruggedness of the terrain, it's more important to slow and steady it rather than running from point A to point B.
Okay. Okay, this is about as far as you can get in a day.
Okay.
You've yet to have a random encounter. 18, 19, 20 are random encounters. You've yet to have one.
I'll just turn to the group and recommend that we take a rest here and get back out in the morning.
Okay. Same thing for a nighttime encounter. Yet to have a nighttime encounter. Roll me another survival check. Okay. Not terrible.
Oh,
There it is. Okay. Let me bring you to the map here. Where you're at. And I need to bring Bellion to this map. Oh, you know what's really sad is this map has Toot on it. You have a preloaded Toot. Alright, then we have to roll for difficulty. Alright. I need to remove Toot and put Bellion in here. That tells you how old this map is with this random encounter. Zarya. And Bellion. And her kobold herd that's not going to be that helpful. So I'm not going to put them on the map because they're just going to hide. I'll need a marching order for everybody.
I guess I'll be first.
You can place yourselves in whatever order you want to be in. As you're sort of crossing the tundra. Okay. Let me find my random encounters section here. Okay. All right. Are you happy with your order? All right. Leaders of the pack, which would be Zarya and Arcus. I guess roll me perception checks. Zarya, you catch wind of something moving in the rocks up ahead that gives you pause.
Okay, I'll just get everybody's attention pretty quietly, hopefully, and then point in that direction.
As you point in that direction, you can see it, Harkus. Or you see whatever Zarya was looking at. And it's definitely bird. Whatever it is. It is pelted. For certain. You see fur.
Just going to smile widely.
Fur sort of move amongst the snow. What do you do? Zarya has stopped everything. She points in a direction. There is fur outside.
I'm just sort of creeping along, being sort of cautious and as quiet and perceptive as I can be, trying to sneak up on the nicest pelt that I've seen in a few days.
Yeah, definitely something furred and definitely something pelted. Roll me, I guess, stealth as you're trying to sneak up close to where it is. So everybody sees Harkus just sort of take off in that direction. Let me find a musical scene for us here. There we go. Harkus, you sneak up. Where do you move your character to, Harkus? You have a 23 stealth. You've moved it up nicely. The
where do I see this thing? Is it
sort of moving in the rocks up here?
Where? I'm sorry, I didn't see where you were.
Over this direction. Something furred.
I still don't see where you're moving.
Left of screen.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to sort of move up here as much as I can.
Is anybody stopping Harkus or anything?
I'll go with him.
You go with him?
I'll follow.
Okay. As you're there, everybody roll perception. Harkus, you snuck up. You see something big and hulking and white-furred moving amongst the rocks. You're not certain if it has spied you or not, but there's a couple at least of whatever this is, and it blends in with the snow and rocks really well.
Does it look like the Yetis that I have already harvested pelts from?
Roll nature. Maybe.
A pelt's a pelt.
A pelt is a pelt.
It might be.
The bigger the better.
What are you doing? Are you running up there and trying to stab the pelt?
Yeah, when I see this one, does it?
It's pelt-like. It's
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean,
pelt.
I'm after it.
It's definitely. It's
I'm gonna try and get up there on it as fast as I can without it knowing that I'm coming and swing at it with my staff.
Okay. Yeah, it would be right here in the rocks. So move your character up there, I guess, and do it.
Right here?
Like up on top of the rocks.
That's just the baby. The mama's waiting on you.
Behind the rocks. There you go, right there.
Okay.
Yep, make me an attack roll. What do you say what do you say or do as you run up here and do this? You just turn to everybody and he's like, pelt.
I mean, Daddy needs a new coat.
All right, as you do this, Harkus, you smack and you make contact with something in the snow, and it lets out a roar. Roll damage.
15.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, you make contact with it. It swivels around at you. And what you see, Harkus, is the largest Yeti thing you've ever seen in your entire life. As it stands up to full height, it towers over you. It looks like it's as tall as a frost giant, but it's not a frost giant. It's a Yeti.
All I see, it's like I don't even know, like Wile E. Coyote when he sees something fantastic and like gets dollar signs and stars in his eyes. I'm just beyond excited about what's about to happen.
Yeah, and it's absolutely massive.
What's about to happen is you're gonna die.
It's absolutely massive.
We'll miss you.
And leaping out from behind over the rocks, over the top of the rocks, is another one that leaps out. And yeah, you can roll initiative against this thing.
Do I get to hit it twice or just the once?
Yeah, you can hit it twice. Go ahead.
An 18?
Hang on, let me check. One moment. It didn't carry over its AC for some reason. Yes, an 18 hits. Give me the total damage.
22 more, so 37 in total.
It lets out a roar at you. And everybody roll initiative. I only have Leonard in right now.
Got a 12. It didn't take.
Okay. Yeah, you have to click your thing first for whatever reason. Okay, and Ordella, you have a 12?
Mm-hmm. Everybody got 12.
Yeah, everybody did, except the Yetis.
All the Yetis got 20.
Yeah, it's a Yeti TPK, baby. Yatara, you're up. The big Yeti rolled bad, which is probably good for you.
The big Yeti. I'm within 120 foot of it. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I need to roll for Velian. I think she shouts out, "You fool!" at Harkus.
I was gonna hit the big Yeti with a magic missile.
Okay. Alright. Magic missile from the big one. Just give me the damage.
So,
Depending on the level you're casting it at.
12.
Okay. Alright. It is one of the smaller Yeti's turns. And what's the Yeti? What is Yeti speed? That thing moved at you with Yeti speed. 40 feet. Alright. So yeah, these things are really quite frightening if you think about it. It runs up 40 feet charging at Granite Guts right in your face and just lets out a horrific roar. Make me a con save, please.
Okay. And I get a +1 to that. So that'd be an 8.
That's gonna help.
I know, any every little bit counts.
Have you got inspiration or anything?
Not unless I got inspiration through something
Where's the-
just like within the last 2 seconds.
Where's that guidance? Where's that guidance?
All right, you take 11. You take 11 cold damage.
Okay.
And you are paralyzed.
Oh, is that technically? That's not disease or anything. Okay.
Nope, you're just paralyzed. And
Boo.
it's gonna claw at you. 22 and a 14.
The 22.
This does 5 slashing and 4 cold. This is one of the little ones.
The baby bear.
Yeah. Velian is up, and she's gonna magic missile at the baby bear one that just attacked you. And she does 11 damage to it with a magic missile. Leonard, you're up.
All right. Leonard is going to cast at the baby one, the one nearest me. Firebolt
That hits.
Okay. That'll be 16 fire damage, and then a D8 for my focus. 2 more fire damage, 18 total.
Okay. Yeti has disadvantage now on its next attacks. As it screams with the fire. It seems to be afraid of the fire. Cadillac Renegates, you're up.
About me being paralyzed, what options do I have with that?
So with the condition paralysis, you're incapacitated. So
Yeah.
you can't move or speak. You automatically fail strength or dex rolls, and attack rolls against you have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical attack if they're within 5 feet of you. Oh no, so I didn't even count that last hit as a crit. It should have been a crit on you.
Oh no.
We'll just roll that back for last time. So the only thing you can do is make me a con save at the end of your turn to try to unparalyze yourself.
Okay. Maybe Sylvanas will be smiling on me here. Nope, no, he's not. Absolutely great. Okay.
Turns out no.
He's off making himself a sandwich and not paying attention right now. Thanks, Sylvanas.
Yeah, so actually that attack that hit you should have been a crit. We're not going to back count that though, but next time, Harkus, you're up.
So having seen what appeared to be additional fire damage to the baby Yeti from Leonard, I'm going to deftly swap out and grab my flame tongue longsword from my backpack.
One of your many flame tongues?
One of my many flame tongues. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Ignore that one.
Ignoring.
Okay, there we go. 19.
19 is a hit.
Okay. So then 2d6 flaming. So 15 damage.
Okay.
Oh, damn it, I hit it again. Hold on.
And it has disadvantage on its next attacks if it is fired.
Oh, here.
16.
So then so 16 and...
Is a hit.
It's okay. So the 16, so then we'll do the d10. So 7 and 6. So 13 more.
Okay. But that's not a horrible noise.
And then I'm going to take my bonus action to dash away.
Does that allow you to disengage?
Yes. So I guess I can. Do I need to disengage first? So
disengage is an action.
So I have
a monk ability.
Yeah, it's a monk ability. It says I can disengage or dash as a bonus action.
Okay, so you can disengage.
Okay. So I'll
and then move.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will disengage and move 5.
But you can't double your distance.
Right.
You
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 45 is right here.
Okay. It is the other little Yeti's turn. And it's going to charge up on you, Harkus. Yeah, I think it's going to charge up on you, Harkus. And it's going to, stare and roar at you. Make me a con save.
Do I have something? If I have something here. Okay.
You've managed to fend off the chilling gaze of the Yeti. It's going to claw at you. 15 to hit.
Meets.
Does 5 slashing and 3 cold. And 22 to hit. Does 10 slashing and 6 cold.
So 24.
Yes. 15 plus 9 is 24. Okay. Ordella, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to shoot firebolt at this closest Yeti over here by Harkus.
Okay. 13 is a miss.
Of course it is.
Wait, no. The one by Harkus, 13 is a hit.
Okay, good. So that is for 19.
Ooh.
And 14.
Also hit.
No, those are the...
That was 21. It was a 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, and it is inflamed for its next turn.
Sorry for messing up that pelt, but...
Zarya, you're up.
Okay. As my action, can I, with second level, cast? So I'm not engaged with this guy.
No, I moved it around to indicate that it's really only engaged with Harkus. You
Got
could
it,
move up
okay.
to move up to get engaged with it if you so chose.
No, I have no interest. Okay, no, I'll do. In that case, only gonna do this at first level. Can I cast Bless on Cadillac, Harkus, and Ordella?
Yeah, you sure can.
And then, so you guys get a D4 that you can add to saving throws or attack rolls for the next minute. And with my movement, I'm backing up. 5, 10, 15, 20, I don't know. I'm going to go somewhere up the hill. And I don't have a bonus action I'm going to use this time. So
That's a good call, Zarya, because the big one leaps down in front of Harkus and Granite Guts. Granite Guts, you're still paralyzed, aren't you?
I sure am.
Oh dear. Well, this is not a. You can still do this. It opens its mouth and unleashes what looks like a dragon's breath on you. You've never seen a Yeti do this before, but a giant cone of cold comes out of its mouth as it goes at the two of you. And both of you, Harkus and Granite Guts, make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
What's a D4?
Yeah, sure. Add a D4. You're blessed to your con save.
Okay, decisions. So do I? I need to not be paralyzed. That's the bigger problem. I'm going to hold the D4, even though I know it's going to tear a chunk out of me.
Mm-hmm. You're right about that. All right. This is that situation where the DM says, "Hey, everybody, have y'all got some D8s? Hand them to me."
Okay, so wait a minute. So for the bless, I guess technically though I could do it twice until it's over, right? Or can I only use it once?
Granite Guts, you take 45 cold damage.
Okay, so
The bless is any saving throw that you make, or any attack rolls.
Yeah, any
that
saving
you
throw.
make
Go ahead.
within the next
Go ahead.
minute.
okay.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll the bless. Go ahead and roll the D4 to add.
It's
to
not
the
like Bardic Inspiration that goes away immediately or anything.
Okay,
After
So
you use it.
14
Okay. Yes, 14. Plus
Still
1,
fail.
15.
still fails.
Ah,
Take 45. Take 45 cold damage.
it's still 45. Okay.
And Harkus, you only take 22 cold damage as you pass. Yatara, you're up.
Those are those two Yeti. Both those two are. The
Oh
one-
no! Oh no! Say that again, Yatara. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, how close is the large one? How
To
close
you.
is it to Cadillac?
You're out of range from it. Cadillac is about 10 feet from it.
Okay.
Cadillac can't move. Cadillac's in a spot of trouble.
Yeah, he is.
I'm gonna try to encompass both of them with hypnotic pattern.
Okay. The big one and the little one?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a very good use of that spell. Wisdom save. How wise is a Yeti? Critical fail on the big one. The little one, this is the one that matters the most, I think. 13. Both fail. They're both hypnotized by your hypnotic pattern. This is probably what's going to save Granite Guts' bacon. So not only were they fire damaged, both of them. This one didn't have a melee attack to disadvantage it, so the fire is gone. This one is still fired, but they are hypnotized. I need something to mark hypnotized. We'll go with holding their head and screaming marker. All right. It is the Yeti in front of you, Granite Guts. It is its turn, but it is just seeing hypnotic pattern, and it's hypnotoading into space.
Hey, Jeff, I'm sorry. Can I move on a bonus action after that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can certainly move.
I'm going to sprint.
Movement is totally different.
Yeah, I'm going to sprint up to Cadillac. Or move up to Cadillac, for that matter.
Yeah, it's hypnotoading at you, Cadillac, totally blinded. Velian recognizes what you've done, and she's not about to break the hypnotic pattern. She's a spellcaster and understands this. So she's going to cast Magic Missile at the one that Harkus is engaged with right now. And she's going to hit it for 15 Magic Missile damage. And that's all she's going to do. Leonard, you're up.
All right. Leonard is going to take aim at the one that is not hypnotized. And break out the firebolt. 15.
That's a hit.
14 fire and a D8. 16 total fire.
It falls down screaming in flame and pain.
Good.
There is a pelt before you, Harkus, down on the ground. Cadillac Granite Guts, you're up. You can make me a saving throw.
And that was Constitution?
Constitution. You save. You're no longer paralyzed.
Oh, thank goodness.
But it's the end of your turn. Harkus, you're up. Both of the Yetis are staring into space. There is a pelt on the ground before you.
So I'm going to look back at Ordella and say, "Show me the fortress."
Ordella, are you tossing the fortress?
All right, I'll throw the fortress.
I have a really important. Ordella, I have a really important question for you. Are you throwing the fortress on top of the two Yetis?
Yes, that is exactly
That's
what we
what
are
I
doing.
figured.
That is exactly what we're
is that
doing.
what you're
Ding
doing?
dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch.
Precisely what is about to happen.
Okay.
I know. We got that mind thing going on.
All right, Ordella, you unlock the instant fortress, and both of the creatures have to make dexterity saving throws.
If they do this, it's going to be really awkward.
They automatically fail because they're staring into space. The instant fortress opens up, and I need you to roll me 10
45 D12.
It is 10 D10.
10 D10.
Yep, this is actually a prescribed mechanic. 10 D10 bludgeoning damage.
10 D10.
D10.
I want to do. There's 5.
Okay. Both of them.
68.
Both of
So
them.
close.
Both of them. The instant fortress opens up and just squishes the life out of both of them.
But are
You
the
hear-
pelts okay?
You hear a wicked witch kind of as the fortress lands on the
A whole
two
bunch of
Yeti.
munchkins come out and start singing.
You see a little bit of like Yeti fur sticking out from underneath where you tossed the fortress.
A little girl walks out and is like, "Where am I?"
But
Yeah.
but you Wizard of Oz them, and yeah, fortress.
Harkus is not feeling so great, so I'm gonna grab a hold of the baby Yeti.
Yeah,
that's
you're
in
gonna have
front
to
of
help me clean that up.
and start pulling it into the fortress so I
Drag
can
it in.
clean it and take a nap.
Velian looks over at you and says, "Well, that is certainly one way to do it. I've never quite seen it done like that before, but that is a very interesting use of that magic item." And
That's what we do. We're creative.
well, I must say, I thought that you might all die here, but way to go. And she sort of like pats you on the back a little bit, and it's kind of awkward, like pat, 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 pat.
I'm running in circles, high-fiving everybody.
Ah!
And
I'm feeling pretty good about this right now.
I think on that notion, as you Wizard of Oz smash them to death, ding dong, the witch is gone.
Did not see that coming.
Hey,
The abominable Yeti. That's where we'll end it for the night.
it's all about the hypnotizing.
That was
You
freaking.
set it up and you knock it down.
I mean, that's probably the only reason it worked, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's why it worked.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's 20 feet on a side. You had them grouped together, and then you threw out a magic fortress on top of them. You threw a castle on them.
I like the fact that there was still suspense as to whether or not they were going to survive it.
It was actually
Can't.
They're tough.
the abominable Yeti had 60 HP left.
Oh my god.
You did 68 damage to it. I wanted the scene of like the fortress lands on it and a claw comes out from underneath it as it starts to pull itself out from underneath the fortress.
Just like gives us a middle finger.
looks at you all as it claws its way out and unleashes another cone. It recharged its breath weapon.
That was when you reacted like that, I assumed that was what had happened and thought we have to kill this right now or run away as fast as we can.
That was amazing. That was amazing for a random encounter. All right, everybody, that was a nice one. As you
That
make
was
your-
just night one.
that was day 2.
Oh, day 2. Okay, so almost there.
You're in day 2.
Now we can
Almost
take a
there.
nap in our.
How far did we make it?
building.
Is it time to take a nap?
I'll bring you to the hex.
I could use a nap.
Hey, random encounters out here are hard. As you're traveling with Velian Harpel to find Baelish Gaunt, to seek answers to how to find the lost city of Yithrin, how to open it up, you're in the middle of the wilderness north of Kelvin's Cairn, well north of where the Macradius's black cabin was, traveling across tundra, ice, and snow through really truly wild country where they would lock up the most dangerous criminals in all of the realm, heading towards the prison of Rebel's End. Maybe Jarnathan will free you.
Maybe Jonathan will free him for us.
On that note, good night, everybody. I hope you had a good time with tonight's sesh. We'll see you guys next week.
Night.
Night, y'all.
Right.
Night.